Hello everyone, it is DAMM time. Actually, I'm doing my DAMM, happy hour. I have my Love Street here. Love Street? No, that's Love Shack, isn't it? Yeah, close enough. Anyway, is everybody ready to get started and draw a mandala today? So I'm actually finding it kind of funny because I'm sitting here in a hat, and I am in a hat because today, let's start and then I'll finish my story. Let's see, let's start with a circle and then some petals. So today for our neighborhood sing-along, for those of you who know that I do the neighborhood sing-along during our lockdown every night, I suggested yesterday to do, hey Lori, hey Heidi, I suggested yesterday to do YMCA. And so we're gonna do YMCA, and then I thought it would be hilarious, and I suggested for everybody to, if they can, dress up as one of the village people, to a point. So I'm just kind of, and I figured, being in Austin, we probably just have a bunch of the, cowboy village people, right? Everybody's just gonna put on their cowboy hat and cowboy boots. But I'm kind of channeling, okay, I'm just going to do another row of petals, and just quickly remember to, keep our mind on our lines, being very mindful of the lines that we're making and the shapes that we're making. So, having a clear start, draw, and stop point, and also turning our paper as we make the shapes. So just reiterating that, just to, remind everybody to keep their mandalas mindful. That's why we're doing them. But anyway, so I thought it would be kind of fun to channel the biker dude guy. So I have my sort of black newsboy hat on, and a thick silver chain. And even though it's pretty warm out now, I'm going to just throw on my black leather jacket. And so that will be fun. Now it's left to be seen if anybody else actually does anything. Probably not. I'm usually the only one that is weird enough to go and actually dress up. Well, I take that back. One of the guys, let's see, let's make one more row of these petals. One of the guys, he's actually British, but he's been here in the States for a while. He's one of the main people that organizes, or more, not that much organizes, but pushes people to keep our neighborhood events going and active. But anyway, I love him to death. He is not afraid to make a fool of himself. So he will go out, he's always the one that's dancing around crazy. He's singing the loudest and at the, top of his lungs. And he, on a normal day, wears something, funky and crazy. So I'm hoping he's going to do me proud and dress up. Let's see, let's make some petals, but let's make some longer petals coming out like this. How about we do that? So just almost like our chubby triangle, but making them, sort of rounded on the end instead of, Lori, yes, it will be, all of our, our neighborhood sing-alongs are usually very fun, but this will hopefully be extra fun. And since it's YMCA, there should be more people, obviously, that know the words and will join in. A lot of times our neighborhood sing-alongs are neighborhood mumble-alongs because people don't know the words, or they're, just kind of shy to sing out loud. So it's just more of mumbling to music in the background. And I'm taping live, so I don't sing along, because if I sing, that's all you hear is my voice, and it's, I don't have the best voice, so it's a little obnoxious. Let's see. Let's make another layer of these shapes going in between. So just starting somewhere around halfway of these petals. We'll just make another long petal. Hello, Eve. Thanks for joining. So is anybody drawing a mandala today, or is everybody just hanging out and watching? And remember, I always save these, one to my timeline and also to a album that I have called DAMM Videos, so you can go back later and draw a mandala anytime that you want. Yeah, just getting started. I don't know if you caught any of my story, just telling the story of my neighborhood does sing-alongs every night since the lockdown. And I suggested that, hello Lisa, and I suggested that we do YMCA. So that's what we're doing tonight. And so I'm sitting here, because I do it right after this video. Like I end this one and I run down the street. And, oh, that's great, that's fine. You can, I mean, I do these every day. You can come draw anytime. You can go back and watch the videos and draw them at any time. But anyway, I'm sitting here in my black newsboy. I'm sort of going to be channeling the biker dude and the village people tonight. So that'll be fun. Let's see, what should we do next? Let's go in the same area, like just halfway down, but let's make one of these, kind of pointy petals like this. And we'll take these all around. And this is kind of a skinny Hershey's Kiss. So I have like my pet names for the shapes that I make. And I have one shape that I call a Hershey's Kiss shape because, well, it looks like the shape of a Hershey's Kiss. And so this is like kind of a tall and skinny Hershey's Kiss. Hello, Colleen. And so let's go ahead and put these kind of pointy petals in here. And again, remembering to pay attention to our lines, having that definite, start and stop point. So we start our line, we draw our line, and we stop our line. And you can, start from either end, start, draw, stop. And then that again will just really, really keep us honed in on being mindful and in the moment and paying attention to the work that we're doing, the lines and the shapes, and just really help with creating a more meditative or mindful experience in making the mandala. Oh, good. You are from Australia, then I'm taking it, or New Zealand, or one of those places on the other side of the planet from me. And I was talking to Eve if you're just catching that. I always forget to say the name of who asked the question as I'm answering the question, forgetting that when you watch it on replay you don't see that, so it gets really confusing. Anyway, let's see, what shall we make next? Let's make in between these shapes, so just again, just somewhere halfway in between the petals here, let's make kind of like a concave triangle. So, and if you want to make like a kind of guide point to go to, you can do that too. It just helps your eye guide your hand to that spot. So we'll start and we'll just kind of make a triangle, but we're making these lines concave. We're just going inward. And it's difficult for me to turn my paper all the time, but just turning our paper, one is just really good for the wrist, because these tendons get really sore when you're kind of doing this gymnastics all the time with your hand. And it will actually make your lines and your shapes look better, because you're keeping the same shape of your hand and just moving the paper. So say I do this shape, and then see my hand's not moving at all. I'll just move the paper, and then so I'm doing the exact same line every time. So that will really help you get consistent lines and shapes in your mandala. But more important than anything, it just really helps your wrist. My wrist will get sore sometimes because doing these videos, it's hard for me to turn the paper, so I don't turn it as often as I should. And if I do that a couple times in a row, I regret it, and I'll feel that ache in the tendon that goes all the way up my arm. Not fun at all. Let's see, what should we do next? Let's go ahead and do a double one of these lines. Okay, so we're going to start at the same point as we did here, but we're going to go up a little bit farther. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Antoinette. Thanks for joining us. And so coming down, and these lines on this one probably won't be as concave because you're making like a straighter sort of line. But that's okay. Like I always say, we're not making high art here. We're not trying to be perfect. We are trying to have a nice, mindful task and experience, a little bit of alternative meditation. And that's why I started making mandalas originally. Hello, Marlene. Is because I am just really bad at meditating in a traditional way. And I just got really frustrated because I just never wanted to do it. But I wanted to have the benefits of it. So I started creating mandalas just without any real thought of them being meditation mandalas or anything. Just more as a way to kind of just draw, like, repeated shapes that I don't have to be, incredibly, think of themes or subjects or anything like that. And let's see, Eve just got back from a walk down the beach. No, it's called the weekend. I did one cold day. I said, oh, I would love to go to the beach right now. I'm in Austin, Texas, which is about 3 hours from the closest beach. So not a quick jaunt down there. And I'm not sure, I don't even know what the status of the beaches here, if they're opened up or probably, I mean, Texas is pretty open about things. They don't keep things too tightly buttoned up. And the beaches here are, for the most part, not overly crowded. Hello, do you pronounce your name Iren or Iren? I never know when I see your name pop up. Anyway, hi, thanks for joining. Let's see, oh wait, I gotta have a time check. Okay, 5:44, I got about 10 more minutes. So let's see, what else can we do? Let's go ahead and come in here and we'll make, what shall we do? You know what I wanna do? I wanna make a circle around. So let's go from, just, like a quarter of the way down on these. And we're gonna make a line that goes across, but the line's just gonna be a little bit bent, not perfectly straight. So just kind of a little bit bowed out from point to point. Hello, Colleen. Oh, I already said hi to you, didn't I? Everybody pops up at different times and I can't remember who came in at any certain time. Eve, I find this more easy to meditate by drawing this way. No, what? I'm just getting into it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys are going into the cold. We're finally getting into the hot. Okay, so let's continue with our line. So again, just making a line across, just a little bit bent. So, when we get around to the other side, we will actually have kind of circle going around behind these petals. But when you think about making a circle behind this, it really seems like too difficult, right? Like, I can't draw a circle around there. Are you crazy? I can't make a circle. But if you just take, point by point, I'm just drawing a not quite straight line in between these 2 points, then that's easy, right? I mean, I think that it's, we usually make lines that aren't quite straight anyway, right? So it's not going much out. And then when we end, we have a nice circle. Now, I'm telling you, this is nowhere near even close, hey Karen, to a perfect circle. I mean, obviously you can see it's not perfect. But the point is when you put the lines around there, your brain kind of fills in that space, and makes it look like a nice, more cohesive circle, than if, even though it's not perfect going around there. Anyway, let's see, what are we going to do? Let's do one last thing, and then we'll do a little bit of filler. So what I want to do is take from just the edges where you started here, and let's make our squashed Hershey's Kiss shape around here. I like both. Actually, moving to, Eve says, I like summer, I'm not a winter person. I actually like both. Moving to Austin, I adore Austin. It is my favorite place I've ever lived. But I do miss when we lived in Washington, D.C., having more distinct seasons. I love fall. It's my favorite season. So we get a little bit of fall here, but it's very mild and short, and we mostly have warm weather here. So you would actually like it here, Eve, because it's mostly summer, mostly warm. A little bit of time in the winter, it gets cold, and we have decent weather in summer and fall, and then it's just really hot in the summer. All right, let's put this last one in here. And then let's see. What decoration are we gonna put in here? We have a few more minutes. Let's put in, let's start by making a little embellishment around the outside. So I'm just gonna make some little circles, and I like just doing this because it just gives it like a little extra something, and makes it look, a little bit more like a finished border. And I just like all these little embellishments. I'm trying not to. My phone sits on this new mount that I got, and it wiggles a little bit more than I would like. All right, let's see. And then let's go ahead on each side of these. Let's just put a little circle. And again, just a little extra around the border. E says you're pretty good at this meditation drawing. I'm watching you. Well, good, thank you. It is, I talk a lot during them, so it's not quite as a nice meditative experience as it could be. But I have found that, people just much prefer when I'm talking rather than just having like a silent watching me draw. That gets boring quickly. Now, what is even more mindful or meditative is for you to draw one yourself. So that will be your next task. And I promise you don't need any drawing skills, because really we're just making a series of plain, simple lines and shapes over and over. So they look complex at the end, but really we just have, we have some little half circles, some half ovals. Maybe these kind of shapes are the most difficult that we'll get, but you just think of them as like making Hershey's Kisses. That's the easiest way for me. And then just some inverted triangles. So all the shapes are very simple when you break them down. And just repeated in a circle, and then, going outward, just, makes it look really nice and complicated at the end. But that's also what makes it very meditative, is just those repeated shapes and that kind of concentric sort of shape that expands out. And going on that, I also like to, when I put in decorations, I like to add some darker spots, like some very thick lines or some filled in spaces, just to kind of have that grounding effect of the mandala. And especially as a finishing, it kind of adds weight to the mandala. It acts as kind of like a grounding where you feel like the mandala has that like importance and weight and heaviness to it. And I'm going to try to do at least a couple times a week my intention mandalas. And that is where we start off by setting an intention, and we associate a shape with that intention, and that's how we start off the center of our mandala. And then we keep bringing our attention back to it as we make the mandala. So I'll do a couple of those a week going forward. Thanks for realizing. Oh, good. Thank you. That is really good to hear. I like to hear that my voice is, on the like nice relaxing side, and not the like, oh my gosh, will you please stop talking side. All right, so let's see, what can we do here? Let's go ahead and just make, one of my favorite shapes that I always do is our leaf shape. I tend to very botanical and organic mandalas, so one of my favorite things to do is make leaf shapes. So in that, we have the same line work. So we have a start and a draw, but instead of a stop, we have a lift. And that will just, I don't know if you can tell, it really it gets that tapered end, which adds to the kind of organic fill of the line. So we start, draw, lift, start, draw, lift. And it's just that action of lifting instead of the the hard stop that makes that very organic, pretty line. And let's see, we'll just do these on a couple just to show you, and then I'll move on to something else. And that way, just for time's sake, I can show you more things. Let's see, I'll do one more. And let's see, what are we going to do next? What I want to do is, well, first of all, I'm going to put some little circles in the middle of these petals. And just as a design element, I switch up what I do in the middles of my petals sometimes. And this time I was going to put these little circles in there. And if you're wondering why I put this finger here, this acts as kind of a stabilizer. So when I'm making small, detailed lines, just bracing my hand and against this hand will help keep your pen from getting so wobbly. So that will really, really help if you're making smaller, more detailed lines. So let's see, let's go ahead and do them on the inside of this one too. And then let's on these longer ones. And Eva, so you did one on Saturday night. Nitro, I'm assuming you're meaning not too bad. Autocorrect kills you every time, right? Absolutely practice. The more you make them, you actually will get a muscle memory. You build that hand-eye coordination, and you build a muscle memory of the shapes and the lines that you get used to making. And so then you really get so much better as you practice. All right, so let's go in this shape, and let's make some of those lines that we lift again, just coming out. And that just kind of makes it look like the center of some flower petals. Like either the petals are kind of folding, making little folds, or some people see them as looking like little stamen. And it might be actually fun to put little dots on the ends. Then they really look like a little stamen. That's actually very cute. That's the first time I've done that, but it will definitely not be the last. I like that a lot. Just popped into my head as I was saying some people think they look like stamen. That's actually very cute. And let's see. Ooh, let me do a time check. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. Okay. See, I start talking and then I lose track of time. Anyway, I didn't get to do a lot of filler, but I have all the other videos, and in my personal profile in one of my photo albums called DAMM Videos. Hey Sarah, I'm actually just logging off. I save all the videos in there that I've done in the past, so you can take any one of them and pop them on and follow them through, or just kind of take a look at some of the designs that I put inside as filler, to give yourself some ideas for going forward. So, sorry, that was my son sneezing. I don't know if you heard that in the background. So yeah, if you've drawn a mandala, please post it and tag me or put it in the comments. That would be awesome. And share this video or the event page that I have associated with it. I would love that, just as many people as possible to be able to learn to do these meditation mandalas, or even just watch along, which is also very relaxing. Great. I am here every night at 5:30, Eve. I would love for you to join me whenever you can. Anyway, okay, that's it. I have to run. And thank you, Sarah. And yeah, everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Also, I've started a new thing. It's going to be like probably 11 or 11:30. I'm going to do like a studio chat where I just talk about, different stuff, work I'm doing on, behind the scenes stuff, miscellaneous chit chat, whatever. So if you want to join me for that in the mornings, it's 11:30 my time, so I'm not sure what that would be Australia time, but anyway, that's it. I got to run. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye-bye.